Hey everybody, how you doing? It's me, Timothy, and gonna be doing a nature walk on this beautiful and warm day here in Michigan today, and just gonna talk about my life and how it's been and everything. Well, it's been ups and downs for me, I tell you that much. Hasn't been a typical life like everybody else has seen. You know, it all started when I was a little youngster. I was always rushed to the hospital a lot when I was a baby. I had this spell that nobody could tell what it was. Yeah, it's like the spell is I would start vomiting and just couldn't stop. And, you know, they tried to find out what would cause me to do that and everything and this and that. And I just couldn't find anything wrong. You know, they did a brain scan on me and everything when I was a youngster. And, you know, it was kind of a just crazy until, you know, I grew out of it. You know, all the nurses, man, they, you know, they were shocked to see me a lot. But what can I say? And, you know, at that time, you know, I lived with my mom and then my dad, and then, you know, my mom and dad, they kind of went their separate ways. And then my mom, she found my stepdad. He was a pretty cool guy. I really enjoyed my stepdad a lot. Yeah, he was like a hypnotist. He did hypnotist things on people. And then, you know, my mom and my stepdad, they owned apartment buildings, and we would I would go with my dad a lot and help him out and everything. And my stepdad, he used to work at Post Kellogg's. But then, you know, my mom and him didn't turn out the way they wanted. Well, see, he had other kids, and then they had my my half-sister. And they went their separate ways, and it was just me, my mom, and my sister that lived together. And at that time, we lived in a house out in the country. And it was beautiful out there. It had like a dirt road that ran behind our house and everything. And that was fun. Used to play in the backfield a lot. And we had some cool neighbors as well that lived across the street. And they had like a field in the back behind their house that I would go to a lot and ride my bike. And then, you know, I had friends. And then, you know, I had enemies as well. And then, you know, my teenage years, you know, I still lived with my mom, and I had friends that when we moved to a different location, I made friends and used to hang around with my friends. And then I would go visit my dad, my real dad, a lot down in Tennessee. And I know once I wanted to move with him, but then didn't do it. And then, you know, my mom used to come down there and pick me up. And she used to bring my grandma a lot. And when I used to hang around, you know, stayed with my dad, we used to have fun. He had a stepson, well, and step kids, and we all went camping once. But on our way to go camping, we had got a flat tire, and it took us a long time to get down to where we was heading to. And I can't remember how long we stayed camping, but didn't stay camping too long. Well, then after that, we and then, you know, I grew up and kind of did some bad things to my mom, and I was a bad person then. And then I got kicked out of the house, and I lived in my vehicle for a while until they kind of helped me out get a job. But see, my grandma, she used to own Archway Cookies here in Battle Creek, her and her husband. Well, they got me a job through there, and then I got me an apartment at a Brookside Apartments in Battle Creek. But then I was going to a school. Well, I did go to after I graduated from school and that, high school and that. See, I went to special education classes in my lifetime, and let's say I got my first school, I started off at Minga School, then got transferred over to Westlake, and then, you know, I went through special education classes, and then I went to Lakeview High, junior high. They had 2 junior highs back then, but things didn't work out there. Got into a fight in the locker room with somebody, and then they got transferred me to Waddles Park, and I met a lot of friends there, and had fun going to that school, but that school doesn't exist anymore. They kind of tore down that school. And then after that, I was transferred to a boarding school over in Chelsea, Michigan. And we stayed there. I went there in 1976 till 1978. And then I came back to Battle Creek, and well, at the boarding school, they had like priests and nuns and everything, and that was pretty fun. And we got to go do a lot of things. They took us to an event, and I was in a paper. I think the Ann Arbor paper it was, bobbing for an apple. And then, you know, they took us to Babilo Island and all that great stuff. Just some fun times back in my heydays. And then, you know, I came back to Battle Creek and finished out school here. I went to Lakeview High School and then graduated. Then I went to school at KCC, and that's when I met my first, well, I had a girlfriend in high school, but things didn't work out the best for me and her. So she went her ways, I went my ways, and I kind of felt bad she left me, and I did a lot of things for her. And back then I used to hook rugs, and I hooked her a rug and all this and that, and then I don't do those much. I like to, but don't do that. Well, then after that, then after I got out of high school, you know, I graduated, and at that time I worked at a place called Mingus Creek Racket Club, but things didn't work out good there. I got fired because of girlfriend situation. And then, you know, then I got odd jobs, and this and that. Well, see how I got that job? I got it through school and everything, and they were looking for a maintenance person, a janitor, and I did a lot of odd jobs there. Cleaned the courts and everything, and tennis courts. And they had these other courts there. And then after that, what did we do after that, if I can remember? I just had so much fun. Kind of a warm day here. Muggy, I tell you that much. See, somebody been walking their horses out here. Hi. Hi. But then, like I say, I went to a college. Well, they had a special ed college there at KCC, and went there for a little while. And then that's where I met this one girl there. And she used to live over there in Albion. And at that time, that's when I lived at the apartment building. And I kind of kidnapped her, took her, brought her to Battle Creek. And then they decided to place her into a foster care home. And oh, well, she tried to run away from there. And, we hung around with each other for a little while until she went her ways. And she met different people and hung around with CBers. I used to be a CBer back then. I used to own a CB. Well, I got one, but I don't got it hooked up. But yeah, we had fun. And then after that, I lived in apartment buildings. And then one time, well, see, then she lived at this one foster care home. And Penny's aunt at that time owned a foster care home. And my ex-girlfriend, Debbie, she stayed at Penny's aunt's foster care home and everything. And when Penny, and then she went to go visit Penny's aunt once, and Penny was there, and that's when Penny heard her talk about me and everything, and then Penny called once, me and her, to see if we would like to come up to the hospital, and that's when she had her first child, and then after that, that's when Penny started calling me, and well, I went to go visit her and everything. That's was some fun things at that time, and she lost her first daughter. I kind of sad she did lose her first daughter. She kind of lost her mind, and I guess Penny attacked this one lady. and well, then after that, you know, me and Penny got together after she got out of living in a foster care home, and then, you know, things didn't go right there. I got arrested. And fighting with the police. But then I got out of it. And then when, you know, we lived in different areas, and then, you know, we stayed at a friend's house. Because we got kicked out of apartments a lot. and then after that, we got a place over in Penfield, and we stayed there for a little while until my mom got us a house, and kind of messed that up, and got into having dogs, and got kicked out, and then went to go live with a lady over there in Gobles, Michigan, that owned Alaskan Malamutes. And oh well. You know me. And then after that, me and Penny moved back to Battle Creek. Well, then Penny had Joe, and then after that, we moved back to Battle Creek. We stayed with a friend. Well, then they got a little upset because we were staying with my friend and his girlfriend and kids, and so we got a place, and then after that, then my mom decided to help us out, get a place, another house. Because we had the kids, so we moved over to this other house, and, you know, stayed there for a while until I got involved with cats and got kicked out. Well, got our house condemned because of having 28 cats, or 26 or something, and then, you know, after that, we got arrested for animal abuse, they called it, but they put us on probation. We was on probation for a while, and then after that, we moved to then we lived in an apartment, and then after that, got a house, and we lived there for a while until Penny died from natural causes. No, and, you know, she was okay and everything, but, you know, things happen like that, and me and my son, we stayed there for a while, had problems with bed bugs at that time as well. And that's when I was into YouTube. And at the time, and I believe I showed a bed bug, if I'm not mistaken, if you've seen that video. I don't know if any of you seen that video, but if you haven't, check it out. But yeah, we had bed bugs and had to get some people come in there and like heat up the house and get rid of them, and crazy, man, crazy. And then after that, the people that was, been helping us, they decided that they wanted to put the house up for sale because of, because of property taxes being too much. And, I got a trust fund. I don't know if any of you knew about that, but my mom left some money after she died, and it's supposed to keep going for me and everything, and well, I can't get into it. The only one that can get into it is my trustee, and she's the only one that can get into it. I can't. But then, that they sold the house. Well, they fixed it up and sold it and everything, and then they waited for a while for stuff to go up and everything, and that's when we moved over to this apartment that we're living in now, and kind of love it. But wish I could move back into a house. And now I'm hearing that my daughter and her boyfriend ain't getting along good. It's like, oh my God. And then yesterday my daughter called and wanted to know if me and Joe could come pick her up and if she could stay with us, but we can't afford it, man. We can't. There's nowhere for her to sleep. I'm sure she ain't gonna want to sleep on our bed or on our couch. Because her and her boyfriend ain't getting along. He's got some other gals staying there. I go, oh my God. If it ain't one thing, people, it's the next, huh? But just what a life I've had so far. Yeah, what a life. And then, me and my mom, back in my heydays, we got into it, and I had a little fight with her, and she called the police on me, but I didn't get arrested there. And just, my life just wasn't good. But one good part about it is we was able to do a lot of things when I was a kid. Like, we got to go on a trip to Disneyland and Universal Studios, and then we got to go to Disney World and got to go to Tiger games, football games, just a lot of fun things I was been able to do and stuff like that. And then I was able to go to see the Tigers win the 1984 World Series. One of my sister's ex-boyfriends, he took me to the game. And that was pretty fun too. That's going to be one memory of me getting to go to the 1984 World Series. That was great. That was awesome. But really enjoyed it. Yeah, really enjoyed it. But hey everybody, I hope all of you enjoyed this video here with me. And me talking about my life and everything, and I hope all of you enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up button. Can you do that? When you do that, it will bring people here to my channel. Also, if you're new and you came along this video, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to my channel. Hey, also hit that notification bell. Whenever I upload a video, you will be notified about it. But until my next video, y'all take it easy. Have a good one. And thanks for watching, everybody.